Good morning, everyone, and welcome in to Football Talks, your daily updates around everything going on in the Premier League. Transfer season is upon us, and today we do our one live show of the week where we dive into all the tabloids and all the papers and look into all the stories surrounding the big guns in the Premier League. What's going on? There's loads of juicy bits. Kevin De Bruyne to Napoli. Where the hell did that come from? But all the information on that coming up as well. Marcus Rashford wants that Barcelona move. It ain't happening. Barcelona have rejected him. It's not going to happen. Information on that. Jack Grealish dropped again and binned. Will Enzo Fernandez be part of a Rodrigo swap? Enzo Fernandez is needing to be convinced, apparently, by Chelsea right now to stay at the football club. Eric Ten Hag into Bayer Leverkusen. Who is he going to take? We know that Ten Hag likes to take his former players when he takes a job. He did it plenty at Man United. Jadon Sancho, though? Come on, surely not. Anthony, maybe, though. Interesting news on that one. It is the final day of the season. It is all to play for when it comes to the top five and them Champions League places as well. We're going to dive into all of what can happen today, who can actually prevail and win a place in next season's Champions League. Massive game at the City Ground above any else. Nottingham Forest against Chelsea. Wow, what a game that is going to be. Man City looks safe. They only need a point at Craven Cottage. But what is happening with Manchester City's team? That's the hot topic today. Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish. Lots of players leaving Manchester City and lots of work for them to do in the transfer window. They've already given up on the fight to sign Florian Wirtz, so that is off. Obviously, we've covered that in depth this week. Liverpool looking set and some to make this deal happen now. We'll touch on that a little bit as well, and we'll get your comments in the live section as we go through the show, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Already I can see there's loads of people in that have jumped across from Forever United TV. If this is your first time in on Football Talks, same rules apply. Get your comments into the live section. Talk about anything. Is there any transfer that has jumped out or any story that's jumped out and hit you and you've gone, whoa? Get in the comments section. Get talking about it. I may pick up on it and we may bring it up on the show as well. So let's get started. Kevin De Bruyne. What in the world? Where did this come from? It's like, Kevin, let go of that sky blue shirt. Like, you can go to another club that isn't in sky blue. But swapping the sky blue of City for Napoli is something that has been talked about quite a bit, particularly last night. Details on Kevin De Bruyne to Napoli. While a verbal agreement has been in place since May 12th, this is what sources in Italy are saying, Napoli's offer still needs to ensure that Kevin De Bruyne earns the same net salary as he did at City over the next 2 seasons. To achieve this, Napoli have proposed a €10 million signing bonus per season. The club is confident and aims to finalise the deal as early as next week. A medical examination is already being considered. Oof, I mean, that is quite quick. That is heavy moving very quickly for Kevin De Bruyne. There is the Chicago Fire link as well, and moving over to the MLS with Kevin De Bruyne. I think that's something that we need to remember as well. It's not all about Napoli. I mean, Napoli, yes, just won the Championship, won the Scudetto over in Italy, and they're going great guns, and are probably a bit financially better off. Antonio Conte is looking to be backed heavily by the board at Napoli, particularly after Kvaratskhelia was sold in January, and he wasn't replaced, and he still managed to win the league. That is important. Now, big money is expected to be spent. We've talked about Garnacho or plenty moving to Napoli. But Kevin De Bruyne as well, is that going to hamper any move for Garnacho if he does go? Particularly with the bonus package and salary package being rumoured right now and what Napoli are willing to pay Kevin De Bruyne. I think this is where we're actually going to see, I feel, what Antonio Conte is really made of. Has he got that actual pull with the board at Napoli to bring in players like Kevin De Bruyne? That's what we're going to see. I think they will back him now. You cannot not back Conte. He has won you the title. You know what happens with Conte. He starts getting disgruntled if you don't back him. He's proven his worth, and I think this is why they're going in for Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, chat, tell me, if you were Kevin De Bruyne right now, where would you want to be going at this age? Would you want to be going to a heavily competitive European league again, like Serie A, and the intensity of them fan bases and everything that comes? Does he feel like he has got that in his game still? Or are you winding down? Are you taking the big bucks? Do you think a move to Saudi would suit you, or the MLS, a different level of football? Yes. It depends where he feels. It depends where he feels he's at right now and where he thinks his game is at. If he feels like he can still actually perform at the highest level, then go for it. I think a good move to Napoli is, I feel, it's the right fit. I think he would fit in there with what Antonio Conte wants. And I tell you what, it would make them a real strong outfit. Kevin De Bruyne at Napoli, Lukaku at Napoli, Scott McTominay at Napoli. It's like the old Premier League days. Antonio Conte is bringing back the players that were doing damage when he was in the Premier League. Maybe not Scott, but recent years anyway. But yeah, I look at this and I go, wow, okay. Like, this is, I feel, it's not going to be the biggest transfer of the summer, definitely not. But Kevin De Bruyne, I would, personally, if I'm him, I'm looking at my age, I'm going to the MLS. I'm sorry, I'm going for the cushy one. He's done enough. He's won everything. Go and chill, Kevin. Go and take a chill pill. Honestly, it's no threat to any Manchester United fan or anything like that. But wow, I mean, I didn't see this one coming, is all I'm saying. But anyway, I think it's something that we need to keep our eye on, and we will keep our eye on here on Football Talks throughout the transfer window. Where will Kevin De Bruyne end up? His teammate, Jack Grealish, however, no one knows. Obviously, we talked about what Pep Guardiola was saying about cutting his squad down. He will quit Manchester City if the squad isn't cut down. He doesn't want to have the 25 men. He doesn't want to be leaving 5 or 6 players in the freezer, he's saying. He only wants to work with players that... he wants to work with a close-knit group of players, is what he's saying. That's how he gets his best results. He doesn't want a big squad anymore. And this is a manager that's been bitching and moaning about the injury situation at Manchester City all season. I find it weird, but he has said he's going to walk away from Man City if the club do not grant him that wish of a smaller squad next season. Now, that's all right. Yeah, fair enough. But, what about the players that you've got right now? You've got a big squad of great players right now who've all contributed. And you would say that Jack Grealish is one of them players. But the news coming out today is that even Jack Grealish's participation in the Club World Cup for Manchester City is now in doubt. Apparently, he has been dropped out of the matchday squad today, heading down to Fulham for the last game of the season. There has clearly been a fallout. There's no other way you can look at this. There's been a fallout with Jack Grealish, the Pep Guardiola, the coaching staff, whatever it is, because he's just not featuring. He's made 7 starts, I think, in the Premier League this season. That tells you everything. 2 years left to run on his contract, Jack Grealish. Where will he end up? City can still fetch a decent price for Jack Grealish. They can. There was a story floating around that Manchester United might be interested in Jack Grealish. I can't see that ever happening. I think he works out perfect at like a Newcastle, somewhere like that. I think Jack Grealish, Newcastle, go back to Aston Villa. Do you know what? Listen to this. Here's a shout. What about Tottenham? Now that they have got Champions League football, they could afford Jack Grealish. I mean, his wages are one thing. Obviously, they got to discuss that. And internally, is that going to break that stringent, tight wage structure that Daniel Levy runs at Spurs? That's going to be an interesting one. But incentivised bonuses and things like that, I could actually see Jack Grealish going to Tottenham now that they've got Champions League football. I can. Where do you think Jack Grealish will go? In fact, talk to me. Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, 2 of Manchester City's stars over the last few years in their successful period, winning everything under Pep Guardiola. Where do you think? Stephen Williams says, Napoli's perfect for Kevin De Bruyne. Kids learn Italian and all the pasta munching. If I'm De Bruyne, I'm going to the Saudi, putting my ass in the sun for 3 years, then retiring on a fat wedge. Fair enough. I think that's where a lot of people would actually look at and say, yeah, I think he's done enough. Go and earn some money, mate. Yeah, Billy Gilmore is at Napoli as well, Stephanie. You're dead right on that. So, yeah, it's like a real sort of Premier League reunion over there in Naples right now. Salah said there's a space at Liverpool for him. I take him as an option for 2 years. Do you know what? If Kevin De Bruyne going to another Premier League club, I can't see that happening, but that would really really poke the hornet's nest, wasn't it, that one? Can you imagine him at Liverpool or even in Arsenal? Like, going in at Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal need that type of midfielder at the moment, but yeah, that would be crazy. But even Jack Grealish going to another Premier League club would be massive. But I think what we're seeing right now is like the end of a Pep Guardiola squad. I don't think Pep Guardiola has got enough time in his contract to rediscover that Manchester City that he had 2 years ago. He's not got the time for it, I don't think. That contract extension is not long enough. It isn't. Quickly as well, just looking at news that's coming through as we're actually live. The news is regarding Manchester United. We'll just say it now as it is. Done deal and confirmed. Matheus Cunha will become a Manchester United player for €70 million, free instalment payments, contract until 2030 with option until 2031. We did just mention this on Forever United TV as we were finishing up the show this morning. But yeah, Cunha looks like it's done. Option to go until 2031. Cunha is a red. We'll be talking about that probably later on as well. Grealish to Aston Villa was a delight. Pep killed him at Man City. Grealish at Aston Villa was a different type of player. Maybe now that Tottenham have Champions League, it might lure Harry Kane to come back to the club that made him. I don't think he's going back to Spurs. I really don't think that's going to happen. I don't. By the way, everybody, thank you so much. Well over 500 in the room. That's a record that we've had on a live stream here on Football Talks so far since we started it in January. Love that. Thank you so much for all the support, everybody. Make sure you do give the video a like and hit that subscribe button as well. I am updating you every single day on everything else that is going on in the Premier League on this channel. Busy times. And we just talked there about Manchester City and what they're going to do. Obviously, Liverpool are making massive moves in the transfer window as well. On this channel, I have done several videos on Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. I've talked about Kerkez as well to Liverpool. On that situation, Fabrizio Romano has just come out and updated us on the Milos Kerkez situation. He says, understand negotiations between Liverpool and Bournemouth for Milos Kerkez remain underway. Liverpool remain favourites to sign the Hungarian left-back as talks continue well. Could be done soon. Kerkez remains very keen on the move. Personal terms are not an issue. So, terms agreed personally. Structure of the deal, very, very close. He wants the move to happen. This could be Liverpool setting up their fullbacks for next season. They're going to have Frimpong on one side. He can play wing-back or right-back. Kerkez on the other side. That's real recruitment and investment. Seen the back end of Robertson, seen the back end of Trent. What are you going to do? All these big players leaving. We're just going to bring in two more brilliant players. Just like that. Oh, and just to add to it, we're going to bring in Florian Wirtz as well. Whether you like it or not, they've not even lifted the Premier League title yet, but Liverpool are already setting themselves up for next season. That is what big clubs do. Hates, and it pains me to say it, but that's what big clubs do. They get themselves ready, they get their ship in order, and they get moving very, very quickly with the transfers. And I feel like right now, Liverpool are probably favourites for the title again next season. With the recruitment that's going on, nobody is scaring anybody right now apart from Liverpool. If they take in Florian Wirtz, Kerkez, and Frimpong into that side, just that alone, with what they've already got, and everybody that's leaving, I think that puts Liverpool out and out favourites for the Premier League next season. I mean, you tell me, is that scary for anybody who's an opposition fan that Liverpool are doing what they're doing? I've got these deals already underway and over the line off the back of winning the Premier League. This is strengthening. I remember this when Manchester United used to do this. This is going way back in the day. Liverpool right now, they're a real force to be reckoned with, and I think everybody should be scared about what they're doing in the transfer window more than any other club right now. They're just a silent assassin, aren't they? They're just going through all of these games, losing these games at the end of the season, just crawling over the line. It's just been a breeze, and they've just gone, right, bang, there you go, let's get Kerkez in. That's Robertson sorted. Let's forget Trent, he's gone, free transfer, never mind, in comes Frimpong, and then you're going to bring in Florian Wirtz into that. British transfer record, that is a statement and a half. Hitting the booze and clubbing finished Grealish as a top-class player, says Andrew. It did have an effect on him, didn't it, Andrew, mates? Maybe now that Tottenham... Oh, sorry, I've read that one out already. Who on earth is advertising this guy? Man United has been a graveyard for players for nearly a decade now. Who on earth is advising this guy? As in Kuni. You don't think Kuni wants to come to Manchester United for the love of Manchester United? Yeah, I mean, look, he may be. Many players may come to United this summer off the back of this project that's being sold by Ruben Amorim, and he loves Ruben Amorim. So let's just see. There may be many more. One player that won't be at Manchester United next season is Marcus Rashford. Now, he won't be at Barcelona either, going off the reports this morning. Barcelona have rejected Manchester United's Rashford proposal. They won't pay Marcus Rashford's wages. They are all in on Luis Diaz at Liverpool, and that's going to be interesting on its own to see what Liverpool do with him now that Wirtz is on the verge of signing for them. Does this mean that Diaz's place in Liverpool's side is up for grab? Like it's more like if Wirtz comes in, he plays. Salah plays. I don't think Salah or Wirtz would like to play that central role. Neither does Diaz. He isn't a striker for me. I can't see Liverpool keeping Diaz, personally. I think Nunez and Diaz will be sold and they'll buy somebody else on top, another striker. That's when it starts to really start to look interesting for Liverpool. It gets really scary for everybody else. But yeah, back to Marcus Rashford. Diaz to Barcelona has definitely scuppered any chance that he has got. Like, Rashford is having to really consider his future right now, because Ruben Amorim, obviously with the moves that he's made with doing what he's done to Garnacho now and telling him he is not, and I've been told he is not allowing Marcus Rashford back in at Manchester United. There is no way for him. And that, I think, is key, because Barcelona have said they won't pay what Manchester United want for Marcus Rashford. United don't want to loan him again. They don't want to loan him again. That's another news coming out. And Barcelona will not pay what Marcus Rashford wants wage-wise. Rashford, there has been stories, has said that he will drop his wages to go to Barcelona. I still don't think that's going to be enough. I don't. Find another club, Marcus. You ain't going to Barcelona. He needs to understand that he isn't as good as what he thinks, and he's still got a lot of work to do to convince a lot of clubs. I think Marcus Rashford. He's had a good end to the season with Aston Villa. A lot better than what I thought he would do. And that's put him in an half-decent position. He's got injured. That's unfortunate. He's not in the England squad. Even more unfortunate. But that's what you get. That's what you get when you perform the way that you perform. You're at that level where clubs are looking at you and not being fully convinced. Like, the Marcus Rashford name and brand isn't what it was. As soon as you leave Manchester United, you're devalued anyway. And a lot of people would argue with that and say, well, United are awful at the moment. Everybody's looking at Manchester United players or former United players that are doing well right now. And anybody who's at United just wants to get out anyway. But like you said, like, the price drops down. Like, the brand isn't the brand without the Manchester United name behind it. You're not the headline maker. You're not that superstar off the pitch if you're not at Manchester United. Like, it does come with that it does come with that tag, doesn't it, being a Manchester United player. The headlines follow you everywhere. That's gone. Now what he's got to deal with is football. And what Marcus Rashford does on the pitch, I think that's what he needs to discover. I think he can discover it under Unai Emery. Like, stay at Aston Villa, Marcus. It is a good football club. It is perfect for what he wants. Look, Duran has gone. Asensio's going back on loan. Go to Unai Emery and tell him that you want to stay at Aston Villa. This is the level that he is at for me. I think it makes so much sense. Now, Emery is doing everything he can, and these are all the reports going on. He wants to keep Rashford. And this could even be to the detriment and see the end of Ollie Watkins at Aston Villa. Now, Villa are looking to balance their books with financial fair play. And this is where the talk of Emi Martinez leaving Aston Villa has come up as well, quite a lot. And I've said all along as a United fan that I want Emi Martinez to sign for Manchester United. I would go and get him straight away. But Marcus Rashford, I feel, Emery thinks he can move his team around and work around Marcus as the main man. I think that is substantial. I think that love for Marcus Rashford might be what gets him that move. I think that Emery and how far he wants to go with Marcus, I think will convince him that that's the right club for him. He has to. His advisors have to be telling him, look, this is the right club. You're going to be in Europe next season. You're going to be the top man. You're going to be loved by the fans. It's a great club. You're going to be on decent money. You've got a manager that believes in you, a good manager that's going nowhere. You've got stability. It works out absolutely perfectly. Forget about that Barcelona dream. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. It's a car crash waiting to happen anyway. If I'm stood next to Marcus Rashford right now and I'm his head advisor or his agent, whoever it may be, I'm going, Barca's not the right move, mate. It isn't the right move for you. There's no way that you fit into the starting lineup. You're going to be a bit part player and you're not going to play in the World Cup if you go Barcelona. Get at Villa, get games every week, be the main man and make Tuchel pick you. That's all he needs to do right now. Concentrate on your football, Marcus. You can play at Aston Villa week in, week out, and that works for him. I really do hope that it works out for him at another football club. I don't like to see any player completely fall off and their career go down the pan. I don't like it. Like, I've got my opinion from my United side on Marcus Rashford. I've made that very clear. I want him to have a career, though. I want him to do well. Go to Villa. That's the place for you. 100%. And if there's any Villa fans in here, actually, just let me know if you would take Marcus Rashford. Keep them comments coming in. There's loads piling in. Let's get through a few of these now. Let's see. Antox is going on that they also going to spend on a striker. Imagine Isaac to Liverpool. Oh, I got a shiver down my spine, mate, there. Don't even go there. Like, I get Liverpool with Isaac. There's another title. Done. Hand it over now. That's what that is. That's full confirmation of Liverpool winning back-to-back titles. And everybody would know that. Don't do it, Newcastle. Don't sell him, Isaac. But they are hovering. And this is why this weekend is so big, by the way. We're going to move on to that next. Actually. Oh, quickly, no. Oh, Enzo Fernandez. Just the update on him quickly for Chelsea fans is that Chelsea are having to convince him to stay. That, for me, is a big red flag. There is a chance that Chelsea could take Rodrigo. I would do that. I would swap Enzo for Rodrigo in a heartbeat. I think that works better for Chelsea and what they want. They have got midfielders at Chelsea in abundance. I think Rodrigo could be the difference for them. And I think it suits Rodrigo as well, being the main man at Chelsea. So I would say that is the right move to make for Rodrigo. I think that, for me, personally, I don't know about anybody else, get your comments in. I think Rodrigo to Chelsea and Enzo the other way, make it happen. I think that's the difference. I don't really rate Enzo that highly. I'm being serious about that as well. I don't think he is as good as what people are making out. Like, he's all right, but definitely not top dog at Chelsea, 100%. And if Real Madrid are happy to spend the money, like Madrid want 80 million euros for Rodrigo. Depends what they want to do with Enzo, but there's a way of Chelsea getting out of that big contract there. And I think getting a better player in Rodrigo. I think it works. I don't know what everyone else thinks. That's how correct club management looks like. They've got a clear plan, correct recruitment, and good dialogue between manager and board. That's Morton talking about Liverpool there, definitely. No chance Liverpool will not win the league next season. I don't give an F who they bring in. I get that, Welshman. You just don't like Liverpool. Grealish is stereotypical Bruyne. Doesn't take life too seriously, it says McForte. No, it does come across that way, doesn't it? Like, he doesn't really care. Peter says, in an age of agents and money grabbing players, is nice to see a player come to a club who loves it, and is a fan of it. Yeah, that being Kuni, mate, definitely. Agree with that one. Rashford was never good enough for Barcelona. He's arrogant. Just get rid. It says Babs. I think there's a few would agree with you there on that one, Babs. United Greek fan. Got to sell Rashford, Sancho to make sure he does not come back and deal with Anthony. We can't linger too long. Get the deals done is basically what he's saying. Adam, he's better. He's got better this year, but they've already got a better one coming through in Lavia. Yeah, Jeffrey. I think Lavia is a better player. I would say, if I'm Chelsea, I'm selling Enzo Fernandez. I'm getting out of that deal because that was a record at the time, don't forget. And they were heavily criticised, Chelsea, for bowing down and paying that money to Benfica. But I think there's a way out of it here for him, so I'll go for it. Both Deco and Flick came out and said that they like Rashford in the last few days. They did, but the story is they're not going to give United what they want. Yes, they both like him, you're right, mate. But Barcelona are not going to pay what United want. That's the story. They're not going to give Rashford his wages. They're not going to pay what United want for Rashford. They still like the player, and they would still take him, but they're not going to pay. And that means that the deal dies because United need a certain amount of money. That's the headline, really, and what it is. We have got. If you are a Man United fan, like we are saying goodbye to quite a few players today. It's the final dance at Old Trafford today for the likes of Victor Lindelof, Christian Eriksen, and Johnny Evans. Plenty of players going to be saying their farewells at Old Trafford today. If you are there, I am there with Kaz as well today. So come and say hello, everybody. We will be in and around the stadium quite a bit and beforehand at Central Bay as well over at Salford Quays if anyone is going. We have just hit over 100 likes on a live show for the first time on Football Talks. No, I think it's the second time, but this time we've done it with ease. We've hit record numbers today on live stream on Football Talks. Thank you so much, everybody. I love everybody's participation in the shows as well. It's been a good one, and I want to talk quickly the last part of the show about this top 5 finish. How are we seeing these games pan out today? Let's get them up, actually. Let's get these Premier League games up today and see what we think happening. What we think is going to happen. Like the big one, obviously. So Arsenal are safe, Liverpool are safe, and we're talking the top 5 here. Manchester City need a point. They're away at Fulham. And we talked about the situation with Bruyne and Grealish. Is that going to affect anything? I think City, personally, when you look at the league table right now, if you look at, let's just say, City are on 68 points. Point guarantees it for them. So Aston Villa in 6. As far down as Nottingham Forest, to be honest. They could go level on points with Manchester City, but I can't see that happening. I can't see that. I'd say Forest are definitely not making Champions League football. I would say. So I don't know. It's like Forest are on 7th. They're on 65 points. And then it's Villa in 6, 66, Chelsea 66, Newcastle 66, and City 68. It is exciting when you got 5 teams and there's 3 points between them going into the last game of the season. And the interesting one has to be Chelsea playing Nottingham Forest. So Chelsea are holding the last place at the moment, and they are literally ahead of Aston Villa on head-to-heads. Both teams have exactly the same in terms of games won, points, everything. It's goal difference is holding Chelsea up right now. That's it. That's the only thing holding Chelsea up against Aston Villa. So, Villa's game today. Let's have a look at Villa's game today. So, Aston Villa are playing Manchester United at Old Trafford. I think Villa win. United got nothing to play for. We're on our asses. I think Villa win. So, Villa are taking the 3 points. So, when you look at the league table, let's just have a quick look again at the league table right now. So Villa are on 9 goal difference. They're way behind Chelsea. So Villa need to win. There's nothing that they can do. They're out of the Champions League places on goal difference at the moment. So Villa just need a win. That will put them on 69 points definitely. Then you've got Chelsea against Nottingham Forest. This is the big one. I can see a draw in this game. I can. I think if Villa win the game at Old Trafford today, they get Champions League football. I really do. I think if they win, I think they get it because I think Forest will either beat Chelsea or draw with them. It's so hard to predict. I think this is why Newcastle probably get away with it because when you look at Newcastle's game today, Newcastle have probably got the best one out of everybody today. Newcastle, sorry, why has that gone all the way down there? So it's just gone off onto a different page, sorry. Newcastle being at home to Everton today. Everton's season over. That's the game I would want as a top 4 contender. If it's all coming down to the last game, I want a game at home, firstly, which benefits Newcastle. I think Newcastle will beat Everton. Newcastle are in the Champions League. I think City will do enough and get a draw at Fulham at least. I think they're in. It's that last place between Forest, Chelsea and Aston Villa. I think Villa are going to beat Man United today. And I think they're going to take that last place. I do. And that then takes us into what we just talked about with Marcus Rashford. Because Villa with Champions League, that's exactly where Rashford needs to be. I think it all works out. I think today, Villa will beat Manchester United, Rashford's parent club. Well, he's probably sat in the stands watching and confirmed Champions League football, and a decision will be made. I think Villa will buy Marcus Rashford. I think that's set. I do. I hope that is what happens. Not in United losing, but Villa signing Marcus Rashford anyway. But I just don't see Chelsea getting the result that they want. And as long as Aston Villa win, being a point ahead of Nottingham Forest, I think they take that last Champions League spot. United, I think, today are in trouble. I think we're in big, big trouble. Arsenal will beat Southampton away from home. And obviously, Liverpool's last game where they lift the trophy against Crystal Palace. The two domestic cup winners played each other off. A great day out for both Palace and Liverpool fans this afternoon. I don't think that's going to be one of them games highly competitive. I think it's done. Obviously, both teams' season's over. Both got a trophy. None are bothered. They're both in Europe. It's been, what a perfect end to a season that fixture's turned out to be. They couldn't have picked a better game, could they? It's just going to be a big party at Anfield for both of them clubs today. It really is. Get into the comments section before we finish, everybody. Who is taking them last 3 places? I'm going to go City are in. So, the last 2. Newcastle, I think, will take 4th. And then I think Aston Villa are going to take 5th over Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. But let me know what you think. Even though I support United as a Brummie myself, I hope Villa do it at the expense of anyone, preferably Manchester City, says McForte. Would anyone put it past United beating Villa so they can't afford Rashford? I know, Jeffrey. I didn't want to say it, but you said it, so I can't help that now. It's out there, everyone. But yeah, I could really see something like that happening. Should United roll over today to keep Rashford at Villa? Says Sean. I like Chris Wood. Adam, not sure if he is United material to get us to the next level. What do you think? He's too old, mate. He's way too old now. United wouldn't go and buy a player in it. I think he's 33, isn't he, Chris Wood? So no, he's no chance. I hope you're wrong about Villa. Can't bear to watch them celebrating on our pitch. I know, Babs. I just don't see United turning up. I really don't. You've got nothing to play for. And the United of this season with nothing to play for. United with this season with something to play for is shit. United this season with nothing to play for. God help us. That's how I look at it. But no, that's my... So Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Villa. That will be my top 5. I think that's what it's going to be. Because I think Villa win. I do. I think they got way too much for Man United. I think they're up for it. They've got something to play for. And United are just down and out right now. So, yeah, I think it's Villa's to take. I do. If Chelsea win, credit to them. If Chelsea beat Forest, they're in. But I think Forest will hold them. I think Forest can beat Chelsea, but then Forest are going to lose out. In fact, if Forest beat Chelsea, then Chelsea have to win that. Oh, God, it's crazy, isn't it, the way it works out? If Forest beat Chelsea and Aston Villa beat Manchester United today, that means that the top 6 will be Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Villa, Forest in the Europa League place, and then Chelsea in the Europa Conference League place. But Chelsea have got that get out of jail of not having to do back-to-back seasons in the Conference League, because if they win that final against Betis, then they're in the Europa League. I think that then knocks, I'm pretty certain that then knocks Nottingham Forest back down to the Conference League. It's crazy how it works out, isn't it? But yeah, let's see how today pans out. All of the excitement of the top 4, at least we're involved in it anyway, United fans, in some way. But everybody, it's been an amazing show, a record-breaking show so far for Football Talks, the channel on a live stream. Well over 600 in the room watching with us, which is amazing. Thank you so much. Loving them numbers. And yeah, please do give the video a like as well. We're about to hit the 150 mark. If you haven't already, put a nice like on the video, everyone. I will see you after the game at Old Trafford. We will be doing another show this evening, obviously, because I'm expecting there to be freaking so much news coming out. It might be a bit later than normal, but I've got a feeling I will be covering something tonight. And yeah, I will be giving my thoughts after the game at Old Trafford today. That is our content for today. Unless something breaks before the game actually kicks off, then yeah, that is us. I may even do a little bit of a look ahead for the game, maybe before the game happens. But wow, yeah, what a day today is going to be. Thank you everybody as well for being part of the show again. Past 150 likes, which is mega. I will see you all later on. Have a great day, everyone. And again, thank you. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure that you do. And you'll keep up to date with all the Premier League news going in and around every club in the Premier League, particularly at the top. That's it. Cheers, everybody. See you all later on.